Welcome to the two grumpy men, C. Grooms and Bobby May on the check-in.
Yeah, what's good?
Yeah, we out here. You know, we got to come back with the midweek joint. You know, we decided to go 2 days a week now, you know, because a lot going on. You know, still got the pandemic running crazy. So we out here talking to our people. What's good, brother?
Ain't nothing, man. You already know, just out here, man. Just shaking and moving, shaking and moving.
Shaking and moving. You know, I was online the other day, and I saw Ice Cube video, and you know, he was really breaking it down. I guess he was talking about a contract with, you know, Black America, the things that we need to do, and he had a sense of urgency with the things that we need to do as a people, because he seems like the time is now. You know, with all of the racial stuff that's coming to the forefront, and you know, all of the truth that people have been that has been revealed to the people. You know, he sounded like he had a sense of urgency, and you know, I feel him. You know, I do, I really do. So I understand what he's saying. You know, come together, and you know, we gotta we do have to get some policies and some laws changed. There's some things that need to be done, but we need to do it now because time is slipping. And you know, it's interesting though, the way everything has all shaped out. You remember when he came out back in the days? You know, he had the you know, Death Certificate album, but before that, you know, he was NWA. He broke out from them, and you know, he was doing his own thing. But in the back of my mind, I just remember when Khalid Muhammad, you know, rest in peace, when, you know, he was willing to, you know, back Cube, like, nah, we got your back. If you gonna talk that talk, then, you know, we got soldiers behind you, like real soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Because Khalid Muhammad was no joke. Like, he was really about bucking up at the establishment. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just what it is. Like, you know, he was the real deal. So when he saw that, you know, Cube wasn't ready to walk that walk at that time, like, you know, you're a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was speaking what was going on in, you know, in urban America and reality and all of that stuff. But, you know, Khalid Muhammad was in the movement, you know, a general, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't play with that type of stuff with him. Like, this ain't no album. So he was really ready to use Ice Cube's, I guess, influence to, you know, to bring out a message, you know, another message to the black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I hear Ice Cube talking today, it's like, all right, you know, I know that they shot down your TV deal. They gave it to somebody else. The pandemic is going on. You know, the money flow ain't right. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about for everybody. But it's just a lot of different things that's going on. But I know that TV deal, that shit hurt, because that shit was supposed to be in the works. And, you know, that's something that he really wanted to do. And, you know, then he started speaking out. It's like, all right, Cube, I feel you. Like, I really feel where you coming from, you know. But at the same time, the same issues that we was having in the 90s is going on now, but they just magnified. I mean, how you feel about that, man?
I mean, I heard it, and I thought the message was, it was good. It was a strong message. You know, I've always got love for Cube. Cube is, you know, besides making good music, he made good movies. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, someone hit me today and said that, hey, you know, like, yeah, great message, but what do you bring into it? Like, what's the plan? I know we got this sense of urgency now, and we want to move, but once again, we don't have no plan. Like, you know, you can say that on video, but what's the plan? I mean, of course you can't. I get it. You don't want to say the plan maybe on Instagram or on the video, however you was putting the message out. Maybe you don't want to do it that way. I don't know, but somehow the plan got to be told to the people to know what what we want to do. Like, you know, what's on the table? What are we doing in the next 90 days? You know what I mean? Like, where are we going with this? And that's what a lot of people. Exactly. Like he said in there, which I agreed with, is that right at this point we don't give a shit who it is, as long as, you know, the plan is in place, and y'all go back to the plan, and y'all, you know what I'm saying, and y'all gonna get behind us, close this wealth gap. There's no talk about that from the candidate. We don't give a shit. We shouldn't give a shit about the lesser of two evils at this point, because they both want to do us wrong. the people wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I think like I said, I like what he said, but as a whole, I'm in agreement with most people that hit me back and said that, what's the plan? What are we rolling with? There's too many. We separated. You got these cats over here. You got ADOS over here. You got other people who want reparations.
Black Lives Matter.
The Black Lives Matter. They got their own agenda and all this. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people are skeptical of all of it because we don't have an agenda. We ain't on one accord.
So if we was to merge all of that, like what you're saying, okay, there's a lot of different factions all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. So we all over the place. Okay, so you know what Black Lives Matter want, I think. I mean, well, I guess we can get into that later. But I don't know what they want. But they out there, they doing the protesting. From my recollection, is they're more into Marxism, spread the wealth amongst the people. But they want equality, but I don't know. It's kind of it's not a full message. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about that now. If you want reparations, ADOS, they talking about only American descendants of slaves, but you have no real way of mapping that out. Like, how do you determine who is a descendant of the slave? Like, what years are you going back to? Because, let's deal with the fact first that everybody wasn't a slave, but let's say that you were. What year are you going to start that? You know what I mean? Are you going to go back 1500, 1600? Like, how are you going to do that? And then remember, because everybody wasn't a slave, how do you want to take a DNA test? Like, do you trust those? I mean, and then once you do take the DNA test, here's the flip side. You're talking about American descendants of slaves, right? But when you take the DNA test, and they go pretty far back, 23andMe and Ancestry, they taking you back to Africa on the test. You're not even from here. Yeah, that's basically what they're going to root you out that way. Like, well, your ancestry didn't even originate here. But everybody's ancestry is going to originate in Africa, because that's where civilization took place. But how far are you going to go back with the ADOS? Like, that's where the confusion is going to come in. And then here's my biggest problem with ADOS. Let's put it like this. Let's say you're here. You're Jamaican. Let's say your family's been here, 6, 7 generations. Let's say they've been here 200-300 years. Okay? Now, what does that say about your other family members who are from Jamaica, but you're a direct line descendant of them? You understand? So do they get reparations? Because it's shit. Without them, there would be no you. Like, you were born here, let's say, but some people stayed, where they were, or you know what I mean? Like, you're a descendant of, let's say you were a descendant of a slave, but hey, your family's from Jamaica. Y'all been on this land 500-600 years. Like, it's messy. They don't have a real plan. And then, what do you want? It can't just be, I want money. It can't be that, because if you know what you know, then you know that we operating on a dependent currency, which is fiat. So if we operating on fiat, then you know that shit is worthless, and like, we give it value. So what do you telling them to give up the gold? You want gold, silver, and aluminum, like real resources? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give out that and the land, because that's what we really need. You need land, you need infrastructure, and you need real resources. Because we should be able to grow our own food and things of that nature. So giving up the bread, that's not shit. So even with Cube, it's like, how far are we trying to go? We need to go very deep into this. It's so multi-layered. It's disgusting right now, because the Constitution is written in a form that, when it was written, you were still property. You know what I mean? Some people were still property because they didn't have a nationality. Like, they didn't have a nationality. The people who were not written into it, and that was a lot of people. But there were people who were who did have a nationality. They knew where they were from, so they're a part of the Constitution because they can claim their nationality, on this land. So what does that say? Like it's so you need legal, and you got to change laws. But then if you don't have a nationality, how the fuck are they gonna pay reparations? Like how? Like this. So I don't know. Like when I hear this shit, like it's confusing, man.
Days, that's what I'm saying. That's what he was saying is good. But at the end of the day, is it possible? Because you're dealing with almost 90 days or less to say come up with a plan to make some shit happen. Black people can't even come together and came together and like damn near. Honey, since we've been here,
but then check it though.
So it's
it's crazy, like, man. Cause
how you gonna make that? How you gonna settle on what?
The plan is already out there, man. I read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. Like he laid it out.
But a lot of these motherfuckers ain't gonna listen to Powernomics. They not fucking with it. They don't even. A lot of motherfuckers don't even know what that shit is. They haven't even took the time to look at that or even find out who this person is. Like,
that's fucked up.
I mean, come on. It's like it's a lot of information from a lot of scholars out there that people are not getting the information, right? And at the end of the day, that information is valuable to us, And some of them, but some of them do have the information, but then they skew it to fit what they want for themselves, not for the overall of the people. So that's a problem too. So it's a few issues. I mean, it's very hard to get an accord with us in 90 days.
No doubt. I mean, because so the 90 days that he's referring to is basically the election. But if you think that Trump is the solution, get him out. He's only a part of the problem. Like you got to look at all of these congressional and Senate seats that's out there. Like you really gotta change them. You gotta get them out of the office. You know what I mean? Like because as we already see, like most of the people that have been in Congress and Senate, they've been there for so long. It's just status quo. Like they have trigger words. They not really trying to change laws. Nobody's touching the Constitution. If you dig into the Constitution and you have a nationality and you have been oppressed, then you could make a case. But you're never going to be able to make a case as a African American, because that's a misnomer. You can't make a case as black. Like we know what that is. We know what that means, but we dealing with law. Everything is about law right now. The Constitution is the law of the land. So if you're not dealing at that level, you just on pure emotions. Oh, we got to do something. Okay, well, right now, the only power that the people actually have is to be able to participate in the voting process at the local level so they can get out the senators and the congressmen and the council people that haven't done shit for you. But you got to do that, and then you got to claim a nationality. Where are you from? If you want to be American, just be American. Be that. At least you know what that is. You don't have to prove nothing. Like you're here, so if you want to play that part of the game, then do it. But to just put out a blanket statement, the time is now. If you think it's all about getting Trump out, come on, man. And then look at who the other side of the equation is pumped up. The independent party will never win as long as the Electoral College is in place. I mean, it's built that way. It wasn't meant to have just two parties, but that's just the way it's been rocking and rolling for years now, for centuries. So it is what it is. But the independent party is a wrap. But that's who needs to have a strong base. Look who the Democrats is propping up. Biden, come on, who are we going to pick? Susan Rice? Kamala Harris? Come on, you pick either one of them, you dead in the water. You're not even doing that right. Do you see the world that we live in right now is ultra conservative? Is high. Racism is at an all-time high. I mean, damn, it was bad when President Obama was in office. That was just the what you call that? When you the pre-meal. You know what I mean? That's when they testing it out, to see how much they can get away with. And then once he got out of office and Trump won, come on, man, it just ramped up. You not winning with no Rice or Harris. I'm sorry. I was willing to, concede like, yo, well, Warren, you probably could, get some middle class white women voters, who could identify with her and, all of that stuff. But you're not gonna win. And then they're not even the best two candidates. I was like, yo, what happened to Abrams? If you was gonna really take a black woman, right, you should have just rocked with Abrams then. What you taking Susan Rice for? How she get up? She arguing with Snoop Dogg.
I don't think Abrams would have helped his cause neither.
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, if you're going to choose the best of the three,
you know what I'm saying. But I think at this point, though, the reason why he has such a good chance of winning Biden is because now the Trump supporters are mad at him over this virus situation. You see what I'm saying?
Are they going to be mad enough to not vote for him, though?
Yeah. They're saying,
okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people who've lost loved ones, they mad. They've been told that the coronavirus killed their loved one, and they looking at the fact that, you knew and you didn't take it serious. I mean, it's a lot of shit on the table.
Well, that's a fact.
Like, it's a lot of shit. Like, you're talking about a lot of people who's out of money, work, shit shut down, then their jobs never came back. It was just a way to get rid of them people, basically, because cash just cashed out and bounced.
Unemployment just ended. Yeah, not unemployment. The extra $600.
Exactly.
Ended, yeah.
And the Congress and the House ain't figured out if they're gonna give more money. And
maybe they will now. Maybe that's Trump. Maybe that's his Joker card. Like, I'm gonna come with 2 more stimulus checks, August and in November. October 31st. He gonna come with a stimulus check, though. He gonna get 2 checks. He'll win.
So he ain't giving out 2 checks, but he trying to get you 1 check for $2,000. And yeah, people would love that, but that ain't gonna. I mean, that
ain't gonna last until November 3rd.
Exactly. And then the holidays is coming. You know how they love the holidays,
right?
So what's gonna happen to that? All that bread? You know what I'm saying? People gonna need bread for that.
Oh, he'll be out of office by then. I mean, according to the timeline. You know what I mean?
So I'm just saying, bro, you don't know.
So it looks kind of dim, like we all over the place. But I know one thing: if they looking at strategically dropping this second check, right? So, but if he dropped the third, it's signed, sealed, delivered. President Trump will be in office again, because his voters will forgive him. I'm talking about his voters.
They're not dropping no 3 checks.
I'm talking about third check. They ain't even get a second one. Yo, this country is hilarious, man.
They haven't even worked out the deal for that joint. So, I mean.
Meanwhile, other countries is rocking $2,000, $3,000 a month for the rest of the year. Crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Crazy.
And free health care. You know what I mean? Like, they telling people, like, nah, we got you. The country is actually taking care of their people. It's ill. Like, when you talk about this is supposed to be the richest country in the world. We print money right off the trees. You know what I'm saying? We got millions of acres. It's crazy.
Yeah, that shit. I mean, I don't know. So there's no plan right now. So, I mean, I guess they saying that they do have a plan, and the plan is, I guess they laid out some. They laid, but from the things I saw that was laid out, nobody wasn't. It was like 50-50 or maybe even less. Some people didn't agree with it. A lot of people didn't agree with it. People did agree with it, but they wanted certain things changed. I mean, man, look, it's a whole. That's what I'm saying. Like this right here, this virus situation has really shook everything up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but people wasn't organized before the virus shit.
This is what I'm saying. Like, so if we wasn't organized before, come on.
They had a mindset that we want Trump out of office.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
And now it's not enough. I mean, because all right, once he gets out of office, you still need things to move into play. And if you don't have that laid out, I mean, a lot of people they're willing to put up with a stopgap for 4 years. Even if they don't have a plan, they're willing to just wing it for 4 years. But in that 4 year time frame, a lot of things can go left. You know what I mean? Because it's already bad. You know, it's a lot of misinformation out here. You know, it's a lot of confusion. And, you know, every time, I don't know, every time you look at the crime spikes.
But that's what they base it. But that's what they base it on, is the confusion. So the confusion has got people not thinking about what they want to do with an election, because they're more concerned about the big thing now is the kids going back to school, how is states doing it, parents.
It's looking like online learning. Really that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, but not out here. I mean, out here, the schools is open. High schools is open.
I heard.
Kids is in there.
And a lot of the staff members got the virus too now. Did you hear about that story in Gwinnett County? 260 staff members in Gwinnett County got COVID. This is before the kids came back. The kids ain't even back yet. This is the staff members reporting early.
Not Gwinnett, because they don't. What they doing out in Gwinnett is basically they staggering it. So they hope their goal is to have everybody back in school by September 9th or 12th or something like that.
No, I don't doubt. I'm talking about the staff members that came back to like prepare. You know what I mean? Like the staff members that came back to prepare for the school opening and the staggering. They got 260 people that has been reported so far actually have COVID. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't have never opened. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, they really wilding out. Then in Indiana,
Georgia School District last week,
see it?
With 260 employees have already 260 Gwinnett County school employees not working due to positive COVID-19 test.
Word. This is just the staff members. Like, it's crazy. And then you got
everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That's essential people in the building. You know, so come on, man. Like it wasn't fully thought out. Like they were so concerned with the money that we could get money, but you don't give a shit about people's health. Like they don't. Like you could see how it went down. Like it's all about the money, man. Everything, sports, all that shit.
Yeah, school's now opening. They talking about if school ain't open, they're going to defund. See, that's all that type of crazy talk from Trump is what's going to get his ass out of there. See, that's what I'm saying. Even if they liked you, the other shit is what's going to bother them. The way this whole shit is being handled. So,
you know what they're playing on? Our ignorance, because the school online learning is a part of school. So this is a pandemic. You're going to get the money for the kids that's registered regardless, even if they don't touch the building. So they playing mind games right now with the people. Yeah. Like, you're going to get the money for the school. So the schools is already funded. So if you talk about getting them back in the building, you trying to really cause some bullshit because you want more people to get COVID so you could come with this bullshit vaccine that hasn't even gone through all of the trials yet and just start guinea pigging people. That shit is bullshit, man. That ain't even conspiracy. That's fact. Like, you doing bullshit. Then you want to pass laws? Do it in Indiana. When the governor wanted to pass a law to make it a crime where you could just 6 months in jail if you ain't wearing your mask. Yo, they shot that shit down.
Yeah, I seen it.
Like, they shot that shit down. They're like, no, because it wasn't approved. You didn't go through the proper channels. Like, here they are. All they trying to do is raise money, off of writing summonses and throwing people in jail, taking away their rights. Like, that's the bigger picture. People not getting it. It ain't about, you gonna throw me in jail if I'm walking down the street and I don't got a mask on? Like, you fucking insane. I could see in a private establishment, wear the mask. Yeah, do that. I get it. But, I'm throwing out my garbage, and you rolling by, you gonna lock me up, 6 months in jail for a mask? Come on. And you letting motherfuckers out of prison because they got COVID in the prison? So you gonna let them out, people that's supposed to be there, and you gonna send me in there because I don't got a motherfucking mask on. Now, what type of sense do that make?
Ass backwards.
People better wake up, man. It's way bigger than what people imagine. That's real talk, man.
World, there's so many naive people in the world. The world's full of naive people. I mean, it's just what it is. I've learned to accept that now. Like, yeah.
I'm naive too on some levels, but I'm not ground level naive. Like, you're not stepping on my brain. You know what I mean? Like, they treating everybody like we have no brain function. Oh, we could just tell them anything. No, you can't. I mean, I'm glad that there's I'm glad that we out here, that we could bring awareness and talk about it and push somebody else to, yo, let's move this up the chain, you know. Yo, go talk to the congressman, go talk to the senators, you know, go talk to your council people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got to do these things. You need laws change because the shit been fucked up for a while, man. You got old ass laws on the books. How you gonna try to make a law to throw somebody in jail for a mask?
Son.
You're bugging. But hold up, but then you could send my kid to school? Come on, man.
Kid, you know, once you start talking that real shit start happening.
oh, we having one of them moments. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fair to say. You know, but you know how that goes. Like, that's just the way of the world. But you know what, though? I'm going to start counting that. That's a signal of reality. You know, when people that listen to the show, like, you know, I could splice it out. But at the same time, it's a signal of reality. Like, oh, okay, what they said must have been real. Because they don't do that with fake news. Fake news is clear like HD, baby. But us?
Yeah.
They say, you know, we got to put them under the water real quick. You know, but you can't stop facts, no matter what. I mean, that's just the truth. We have a lot to be disgruntled about. You know, the people. And as I said, I commend Ice Cube for, you know, speaking out, but at the same time, I got to look at the big picture here. Like, yes, bring forth an agenda, but what is it going to be, and what are you going to ask for? And then why are you asking? Like, what are we getting? Let's put it like that. You shouldn't be asking for nothing. Just lay it down legally. Like, yo, the damages that was done from, you know, 700 years of boom, boom, boom. Just lay it down, and then you got to figure out, well, who you paying? Because you got to look at all of the money that's just getting thrown around, you know. And I think when that day comes, if they do have to pay out reparations, you know, the dollar's just going to be a wrap. You know, then they could, you know, muscle in their cryptocurrency, which is what they've been trying to do, you know, for about 15 years already. They just don't have a way to really monitor it. Everything is digital now anyway. You know, they've been trying to go cashless. You know, then that's going to be a crime. You walking around with dollar bills, they're going to be, how you get that? Where you get that from? That's not legal tender anymore. You know, I mean, they got something for everything, man. You know what I mean? You know, where's your chip at? You know, they just scan you like, oh, you don't have no chip. You know, okay, I need to identify you, sir. They put stuff in movies all the time, man. People think it's a joke, but they give you the truth, you know, in the movies. I mean, yo, matter of fact, we living in a movie. This is containment in the movie, you know, was already out, you know, line this out. I Am Legend, they put that out there, you know, there's quarantining people and all of that. You know, and don't sleep, people. There are people that will not catch the disease, no matter what. You know why? Because they got antibodies. They have the natural antibodies, and they looking for them. That's who they looking for. They're looking for the people that got the antibodies. They're trying to snatch you up so you could, you know, give vials of blood and all of that. So, you know, because science, you know, science matters. You know, if we learned anything, we learned that science, history, and law can't go wrong with them fields. You watch any basketball yet, brother? You watch any sports yet? I haven't yet.
Last night was the first night I watched. You know, my man Mello was on, so I had to catch him. You know, he ain't let me down. He hit the game winner.
I saw that clip. I saw the clip, but I didn't see the game.
So,
but I saw that.
Yeah, I watched. I caught that. I was in and out, and then I watched the fourth quarter. You know, I caught the fourth quarter of that game. You know, I was dabbling a little bit with the Celtics and Nets, but it was boring. So I just let it. You know. So I ain't really, but you know, I mean.
And what you feel about the video games, the fans? Because that's what I saw when I saw the clip, and I saw somebody hit a shot, and I just saw the stuff in the background. It just reminded me of NBA Live '95, you know, type fans.
Yeah, that shit was creepy. You know, that shit is kind of creepy, bro. So you know what I mean? Like, it's like they saying that.
Oh, you missing your remote control.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of creepy. That's, you know, fake people in the stands, and yeah, I'm not really feeling that.
Yo, I'm telling you, it reminded me of the video game, man, straight up. Because when I saw the clip, I said, wow. I said, look at that. NBA
I ain't
Live
really like.
95, baby.
I ain't really
Word.
like that, fam. I don't really like that shit, son. I don't really like that. That shit had me. That shit got me kind of bugged out. I was like, yo, what is this? I'm like, yo, y'all bugging right
I'm just, I'm looking at this is the only theory that I had, and I couldn't. The outlier was baseball. You know what I'm saying? Because baseball doesn't have a lot of, quote unquote black players. You know what I'm saying? They do have a lot of, minority players. People from the Spanish speaking countries, et cetera, et cetera. But when you look at football and you look at basketball, like, it's like 75-80% us. You know what I mean? So you could put us out there on the front line as an example of, you can get out there and play, right? So now I'm looking in the inner city. What I'm looking, I see kids out there playing basketball. Ain't no social distancing, dog.
You know why basketball's out? You know why basketball is playing? They didn't want to lose CBA agreement, and
they could have did another one though. Yo, did you see the other news report? Now because the other teams that's not in the playoffs, they got to finish out their games, so they're going to create a bubble for them because contractually they got to do it. They going to do it.
A lot of teams don't want to send their teams out there to no Chicago bubble. Like, nah, I ain't coming out there.
They got to finish out their contract, dog. You don't got no say so. Come on, they get like, $40 million slaves is very ridiculous.
So they don't got to worry about it. They wasn't going to make the playoffs anyway, so it didn't matter to those teams. So it was all good.
They need to do it for lottery purposes. And the CBA, you got to play a certain amount of games. They got to get them in. They got to get them games in.
Wherever you finish
money.
That.
Somewhere in a back office somewhere, like, yo, I ain't play the amount of games I need to play. I mean,
they want them to play, but it's not going to, it's worth nothing because nobody wants to see them teams. They suck when the season starts. They going to still suck now.
Oh, they ain't got to televise them. They just got to play the games. Just get it done. That's what Masters say. Masters say you got to play, or else you're going to violate the CBA anyway.
Nah, they don't care about that. As long as y'all play this tournament style, everything good. Cause that's how they getting their bread.
It's just something to think about. That's all, man. It's crazy. We here, Sue Grubby been on the check-in. We just giving you the latest updates of what's going on, man.
This shit is buffering like crazy right now.
You know why? Because you're talking about something else. You're talking about the money, baby. We start talking about the money, it's going to buffer. You know how they do. We push on, we push through. That's what we do. Keeping it real, we're going to keep it factual. Yeah.
They bugging right now.
Yeah, they are. I see it. I can see the monitor. Look at it. Yo, did you see the new George Floyd? The whole 18 minutes?
Yeah, I had seen it already. I seen it when
you had seen it already?
Yeah, when they
pulled
him in the car,
man,
pulled him out the car. Yeah, I seen that shit, man. That shit was.
I mean, anxiety attacks is real, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing, but damn. Why they should have? You know what? So here's my question: if they would have showed that from the beginning, the whole thing, you think all them riots would have took place?
Why wouldn't it?
I don't know. I'm just asking like a serious. I'm not even being an asshole right now. I'm just asking.
Changed? What changed from 18 minutes? I mean, 18 minutes was they put him in a car, and they was in the car giving him the business, pulled him back out the car and gave him the business some more.
Before that. But before they even put him in the car, the full video shows when he was in his car and he was telling them he couldn't breathe and all of that stuff. He was having an anxiety attack then, and then he laid down on the floor. He's like, I'm gonna lay down. Like he laid down. This shit is crazy, man. Like he was just. They had him looking erratic, man. It was kind of scary, actually. Like, yo. This is where we are in this country. Like it is the police community relations is so bad that people are actually having anxiety attacks for real just encountering law enforcement because a lot of them, in comparison to other countries, our law enforcement are improperly trained. When you really look at it, like there are people that they're being trained in 2 and 3 years in other countries. And for us, I think the NYPD probably is the longest. They do 6 months, and that's extensive. But on a global level, that ain't shit. Hey, man, we just checking in.
Yeah, we just checking in, man. We gonna have to.
This is the world that we live in, you know. It's tripping because, and this is a warning. This is a warning shot for everybody, all the podcasters out there that's, you know, trying to do their thing. Be mindful of the platforms that you're on. You know, there are control rooms for everything. You know, and there are people that their job is to listen to podcasts. Like, that's their job. And, you know, it ain't nothing to hit a knob or two, you know, fuck up your frequency, you know? So, I've seen it. I've been in control rooms. I know how that shit work. But it's real. They ain't feeling us tonight. We was truthful. It's all good. I'm going to splice it up anyway. It's going to sound perfect.
Yeah. Exactly. So, it's all good.
So we here on the check-in, the two grumpy men. We on the check-in.
And the next time we'll get it. We'll get better. We gonna come back on. We're gonna try to come in at like 9:30, 10 next week, and we can give you some more time with this. But obviously we have some technical difficulties, and you know. Yeah,
and that comes with the territory. You know,
we'll give you clips. We'll give you a couple of clips off of this, but we be back. You ain't gonna stop the hustle. We gonna still be back, so it's all good.
We still here. We ain't going nowhere. But yo, just follow us. You know, every major platform. You know, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts. We everywhere. Two Grumpy Men. Go to the website, twogrumpymen.com. You know, pick up some merch, pick up some ebooks, get some knowledge. You know, we out here, man. The Two Grumpy Men. Bobby May, you good? Because you already know what it is. You good? All right, so, yo, the Two Grumpy Men on the check-in. We out of here. This is short for us. Trust and believe.
Yeah, trust. We'll be back Saturday. Peace.